can do this for hours. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and today I will be giving you guys tips for moving out of state. I know a lot of the times we always want to get away from our home state, and that's okay, but I've been seeing a lot of posts where people just telling folks to just get up and move, and it's really not that simple all the time. So I've narrowed it down to 3 things, and I'm going to be talking about them for you guys. So before I get started, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, because as I tell y'all all the time, everybody loves me, so don't be selfish or hold me to yourself. Share me with your friends, okay? Because they gonna love me too, you know, because I'm a Nikki. Y'all see my new handy dandy notebook? So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the top 3 things that I'm going to be talking about is housing, because you need somewhere to stay. 2, a job, because you need to make that money. And the 3rd thing is transportation. I feel like those are the 3 most important things that you need to take into account when you're moving to another state. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is housing, because you need somewhere to lay your head at night. You feel me? I feel like that's the most important aspect to consider when you're moving out of state, because like you need somewhere to stay. So the first option is an apartment. Now, I live in Atlanta, and apartments here are crazy expensive, especially if you want to live like midtown, downtown, somewhere, you know, where the action is. It's going to be expensive. So an option you can look into is roommate style apartments. Now, I didn't know about these until my cousin told me about these, and you're just going to have to look them up to see which one is best for you. So they're all over Atlanta, so you can find them everywhere. It's just, you know, if there's something that you want to do, you know, it's a good cheap alternative. But if you don't want to do that type of apartment, you can like have your own roommate. Like if you and a friend want to move to Atlanta together, you know, y'all can get an apartment together. That's another good option. The second option is renting a house. So now, you do want to be very, very careful when you're considering renting a house, because there are a lot of scams out there. There are a lot of people who claim they got these houses, and these houses don't be belonging to them. They'll tell you that they living out the country and they can, you know, give you the keys. You just got to send them money. Y'all just be careful, because moving to another state is expensive, and the last thing you want to do is lose some money, you know, waste some money. You feel me? So just be careful when you're trying to rent a house. Now, there are a lot of good people that are legit renting their houses, but just do your research and be careful. Another option is you can rent a room. That's very, very popular in Atlanta. A lot of people have these big houses and they'll rent out each room. Just, you know, be careful with that as well, because you're going to be living with people that you don't know. Just try to get to know them. Use your best absolute judgment. If something is telling you don't move there, don't move there. Something telling you don't talk to this person, don't talk to this person. Just be careful. There are a lot of good options here. I know some people use Airbnbs, because you can rent Airbnbs by the month. That's a little expensive too, but that's still another option. Some people move in with, you know, some people that are already living here. That's a good option too, but you also want to make sure that you're moving in with somebody that you can trust, because knowing somebody and living with somebody is different. So just, you know, use your best judgment. The second thing is a job. You're going to need a way to make some money. You feel me? Nothing is free. So I suggest that once you get your housing situation settled, then start applying to jobs, and apply everywhere. When I tell you, once I got approved for my apartment, I started applying everywhere. Like in the area that I'm living in, I guarantee every job in the vicinity probably has an application with my name on it, because I was applying everywhere, like literally everywhere. It depends on like where you're moving to, especially with COVID. You can ask to do a virtual interview. I moved to Atlanta in 2019. So this is before COVID happened. Well, technically, before COVID happened. So I schedule all of my interviews to be after I moved here. I explained to them, you want to let them know that you're relocating from another state. When I moved to Atlanta, I had 4 job interviews. 4. And that's really good. I had 4 job interviews. Another 4 job interviews I got 2 of the jobs. I ended up not working at Forever 21 because it didn't fit my preschool schedule, because I was teaching at a preschool. It didn't fit the schedule. So I ended up not keeping the Forever 21 job. I stuck with the preschool job. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. the first job you get may not be a super high paying job. And that's, I mean, that's okay. Like, you just need something so that you can be making some money. Like, and if you got a car, I'm going to talk about transportation next, but if you're moving with a car, you can do Instacart. I did Instacart a lot. And especially like right when I got furloughed during COVID, I did a lot of Instacart. I still do Instacart now when I want to make some extra money. The money is good. Like, I know people, I'm in Facebook groups where people do Instacart like full time. So the money is good. You also can do DoorDash. I'm signed up to do DoorDash, but I never actually did or DoorDash, or I always stuck with Instacart because Instacart is just grocery shopping. The next thing that I'm going to be talking about is transportation. Okay, so Uber and Lyft, those are the two things that I use, because when I first moved to Atlanta, my car was totaled a month before I moved. So I was like, freak, like, okay, run it up. I just used Uber and Lyft. And the reason I chose to use Uber and Lyft is because the bus stop for the job that I was working at, it was like 4 miles away, and I couldn't do it. I'm a big gal. So I was not going to be walking 8 miles round trip every day. That's just not something that I was finna do. But I mean, if you can find a bus stop that's close by your job, by all means, use that option. It's a very, very cheap option, so I would use it. So that's a good idea. Save like crazy for a job. Not for a job. Save like crazy for a car. Now, if you plan on buying your car when you get to the state, like say for instance, if you're moving to Georgia, you're gonna need a Georgia license. I don't know if it's like this in all states, but I do know that it is like that in Georgia. So you are gonna need a Georgia license. If you need like info on how to switch your other state license to Georgia, just hit me up and I can tell you. If you want to get a car in the Atlanta area, you want to get a car from the place I got my car from, I can tell you all about it. Like, I can recommend a place for you. It's a really good place. Now, of course, the first job I took when I moved here was at the preschool. Now, I'm in school for early childhood education, but I haven't graduated yet. So they lowballed me on the price that they was paying me. I was making $11.25. I just needed something, you know, to get here to make some money, you know. So I did take that job, but you also can be looking for another job at the same time. So when I went to that job, I ended up finding another job, paying more money, find another one that made more money, you know, and just to the job that I have now. So don't be scared, you know. A lot of people always tell you like, okay, you shouldn't leave jobs like that. And true enough, you shouldn't leave jobs like that. But if you're in a position to where you need more money, by all means, go. You feel me? I know money isn't everything, you know, mental health is important. Which mental health is important. I have taken pay cuts for mental health. But at the end of the day, a girl got some bills, you know, so you're gonna have to pay your bills. So if you want to go to another job, you know, to make more money, by all means, go get your money. You feel me? Get paid, young. Get paid. Rest in peace, dogs, man. So now I want to give you some tips, just a couple little tips that helped me adjust to moving from y'all don't look at my nail, I chipped my polish. But I'm gonna give you a couple little tips that'll, you know, kind of help you adjust. So the first thing you want to do, you want to pay attention to your surroundings. You don't want it to be so obvious that you're not from there, because a lot of people prey on people who are not from there. So just be attentive, pay attention to your surroundings. That's, you know, that's kind of common knowledge. So the second thing is get out and explore, see what's around you. I learned this area, I learned it more once I got my car, but there would be times where I would just, you know, take an Uber, you know, to a certain location and just, you know, explore, just see what's around you. I recommend that you always pinpoint the necessities when you move to a new city. Get you a Kroger, a Walmart, fire department, police station, hospital. I know that's probably out of, you know, order of importance, but, you know, you want to know what those places are, because those places are important, especially, you know, Kroger, because I love Kroger. I want to be Kroger. But the next thing is save, you know, save your money. Moving out of state, moving to another state is expensive, because I was fortunate enough to have my mom move me here because I didn't have a car. I was fortunate enough to have my mom move me here, but, you know, all of this time you don't have that option. You don't have somebody who can just drive you to another state. Sometimes you have to take a flight. Sometimes you have to, you know, rent cars, rent U-Hauls, whatever. So that your savings is probably going to take a hit. So you're going to want to build back your, you know, build your savings back up. So just, you know, when you get somewhere new, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Probably common, I don't know, that you're gonna want to splurge. Don't splurge, save your money, especially if you have like goals you're trying to reach. The next thing is make friends. You know, a lot of people always tell you don't be friends with your coworkers, but literally all of the friends that I have in Atlanta are coworkers. All of the people that I met here are coworkers. That was the only way that I was going to meet people, because I'm not from here. So when I started working at that first preschool, my very first friend that I met in Atlanta, I don't even think she knows she was my first friend. My very first friend was Janae. So we was teaching in the same class at the preschool. She was my first friend there. So I met her. When I left that job, I went to another job called Max Touch. That's where I met Kedra and Armani and Stephanie. So those were my next 3 friends that I met in Atlanta. And then I left there and went to another preschool. That's where I met Sunny, my friend Sunny. And then I left there and went to another job, and that's where I met my bestie Stas. So you're gonna meet your friend, like you're gonna meet friends at jobs, and it's okay. Like just use your best judgment when dealing with people, because there are like people at other people at these jobs that I started talking to, that I started becoming cool with. Then they did some weirdo stuff, and I just had to, you know, back off a little bit. So I hope that my little tips can help you. I'm gonna do another video on the pros and cons of moving out of state, because a lot of people think that you're gonna move and everything is just gonna be miraculously better, to which moving did better my life. Like it changed my life in a really good way. But a lot of the time people have these expectations when they're moving in. When they don't reach their expectation in that certain time frame, they, you know, go crazy. So I'm going to do another video on that. I'm going to do some more like moving type videos, because I feel like, you know, I know a little bit. I know a little something. So if you have questions about moving to Atlanta, just hit me up. Like I said, I'm an open book. My socials are they crave with the K_Nikki. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching my video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share me with your friends. Of course, Nick Force is the best fan base on the planet.